Now, let's join ace broadcaster Mamode Akuga as he takes us inside the Niger Delta.
Hello out there and welcome to the program. It's Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region. I'm your regular host, Mamode Akuga. Over the decades, crude oil has remained a mainstay of the Nigerian economy. The black gold is extracted and sold by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, and other transnational oil companies, as well as their indigenous counterparts, issued licenses to explore and exploit hydrocarbons. In more recent times, however, not a few unlicensed individuals operating as cartels are now engaged in the exploitation of crude oil in the Niger Delta. It might interest you to know that the new unlicensed entrants into the crude oil business are those referred to as oil thieves. Following their unchecked activities have been the ascendancy of another group of individuals operating artisanal refineries in the Niger Delta. Who are these supposedly faceless groups operating illegal refineries in the Niger Delta, and what is their mode of operation? Our first issue on the program is a special report that attempts to provide clues on these and other questions surrounding ceaseless oil theft and the proliferation of artisanal oil refineries in the Niger Delta. Finally on the program, we bring you excerpts from an exclusive interview with a major operator of an artisanal crude oil refinery in the Niger Delta. Inside the Niger Delta, we'll be back after this time out. Don't go away.
Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, determined to make a difference.
Glad to have you back on the program. And if you're just joining us, it's Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region. Despite mounting campaigns to end artisanal crude oil refining, the business continues to flourish in the Niger Delta, where it has provided employment opportunities for the largely unemployed population. The recent rapid growth of what the federal government refers to as illegal refineries is no doubt fueled by massive crude oil theft, allegedly perpetrated by influential state officials and their collaborators in the oil and gas industry. In this report, correspondent Tekena Milfori takes a look at possible ways to check activities militating against the federal government energy security strategy in the Niger Delta.
The creeks of the Niger Delta are littered with several hidden camps where young men and women daily eke out a living refining stolen crude. In these camps, they employ crude technology to produce petroleum products such as petrol, diesel and kerosene, which are sold to chains of buyers. With an ever-increasing patronage, the business remains lucrative and continues to attract many more new entrants. Although their activities run foul of the law, operators of illegal refineries in the Niger Delta admit that they are in the business to survive harsh economic conditions occasioned by widespread unemployment and other forms of social insecurity.
There's nothing we do for a living. This is our only source of wealth that we do and eat. Without this thing, we can't survive.
Neglected by the government, pressured by demands of subsistence and expectations from family and community, some fringe of our youth have been attracted to illegitimate means of fending for themselves through participation in what has been euphemistically called bunkering, or what we call Kpofire. Recent study has shown that that industry, if what it is, employs about 500,000 youths in the Niger Delta today. And the GDP of that economy is about 3 times the national average. What that brings to fore is that to pull, you require something dramatic, to pull this group who are now living on 3 times the national average of the GDP out of that into something else.
Over the past 5 years, employment opportunities created by artisanal refining of crude oil have been unprecedented, but they are only short-term gains that compromise the future of its operators and others living in the Niger Delta. As a matter of fact, their crude method of oil production has had far-reaching negative implications for the environment, whose productive capacity is already in distress.
The oil spills is happening as a result of a high-level collaboration between the Nigerian state, the oil companies, their officials, and some miscreants in the communities. Oil bunkering has become, in fact, one of the most lucrative businesses around here. And most of our young people who did not have access to quality education, who are jobless, have been lured to come into the newly created industry that is oil bunkering. And they have been benefiting from it at their own expense and the expense of the environment of their communities. This is sad and pathetic.
Occasionally, some operators of illegal refineries in the Niger Delta are rounded up by security agencies and paraded before the press, while the major actors seem to be having a field day. This scenario is blamed on the complicity of an organized cartel of oil thieves supplying stolen crude to artisanal refiners. In this cartel, as it has been alleged, are insider industry and security networks bent on fleecing the country of billions of petrol dollars accruable to national coffers. Only recently, Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike openly accused the General Officer commanding 6th Division of the Nigerian Army, Major General Jamil Sahem, of running an illegal oil bunkering squad. Governor Wike had further alleged that Major General Sahem was involved in the business to finance his quest to be appointed Chief of Army Staff.
The GOC has his own team now doing oil bunkering for him because he wants to be Chief of Army Staff. If you give that kind of person Chief of Army Staff, what kind of security would we have in this country? The security are also part of the oil bunkering. Nobody can hide it. When you see his own task force are doing oil bunkering for him, what will he do? Will he arrest them? Will he arrest them? So he has his own team that make money for him. That's why he feels comfortable that nobody can. May God save Nigeria.
At the moment, Nigeria's daily crude oil production is estimated at about 2.1 million barrels, with hundreds of thousands stolen and sold to illegal refiners. As chairman of the Petroleum Revenue Special Task Force, Nuhu Ribadu recently disclosed, the country loses a whopping $9 billion to oil theft annually. In responding to the massive thefts in the bleeding oil fields of the Niger Delta, the federal government has made efforts to improve local capacity in crude oil refining, with a window for investors to establish modular refineries. Owing to lack of funds, it however appears the artisanal refiners are incapacitated to invest in modular refineries.
A lot of those who are involved in this are looking for crude for free. They don't have a business model that says somebody's going to sell them crude to refine. They just want to steal it and refine it. So what I think we need to do is not just to keep hampering on the problem. I think the next phase of work that we need to do is to find a policy whereby you can create cooperatives in certain communities and then take individuals who are involved in this on some agreement to stop, because you can't be doing this at the same time you're sabotaging the government. Some way to create those cooperatives, try and put some funding, and we can work with NCDMB on that. Put a bit of minimal funding, put technical know-how, put a business structure around it, put a major shareholder who is an entrepreneur around it, and then get them to participate in that form. They get a job, they polish up their skill set, crude is paid for so it's not stolen, and the environment is better dealt with.
We talk about so-called illegal oil refineries, but the reality is that the people in the communities do not have access to energy, alternative energy sources, and they don't have access to jobs. What do you expect them to do? The solution to this problem is not to criminalize community people, but to look at the real problems and identify what they are.
The activities of oil thieves and operators of illegal refineries in the Niger Delta are a major threat to the stability of Nigeria's oil and gas industry. Unfortunately, there seems to be no end in sight for this act of economic sabotage until the federal government decides to rethink its energy security strategy in Nigeria's oil-rich region.
Inside the Niger Delta.
It is indeed a rather disturbing scenario in the oil fields of the Niger Delta, which has come under the siege of oil thieves and operators of artisanal refineries. Although the federal government describes such refineries as illegal, their operators insist that there is no iota of criminality in their activities, as they are in the business for lack of employment opportunities. Recently, I came across an operator of what could easily pass for one of the largest artisanal refineries in the Niger Delta. The following interview with Madam Black, as she prefers to be addressed, she gives us an insight into the operation of artisanal refineries in the Niger Delta. The interview was conducted in Pidgin English. Tell me about this illegal bunkering, this illegal refinery business. How the business be?
The business for Nigeria here, the way we dey do am. If you see many filling stations now, our products that they use, like diesel, we get diesel, 3 types of diesel. Like we are for the refine. That's where my camp dey. Yeah. Like the place where my camp dey, so the place we get graduate, more than 51 graduates there.
Where they work for?
Where they work for us. Like now, we pay them by a night. Where they work today, we pay them each of them 20,000. Many of the boys where they see say they be Yahoo, not be Yahoo, they work with us. Some of them are wheelbarrow pusher. Those wheelbarrow pusher, they make money. Yeah, every money what they make every day. Some of them make 25, 15. Those where they carry, that's the people where we say they work for my camp now. It's more than 2,000 people. When they work.
2,000 people inside bush.
Inside bush. We have women. There's some women. Those women, some of them, they are widows. Some of them, their husband not get work. So they work with us. Where they work, we pay them. Like those where they carry, when you carry each drum, 1,000. When you carry 100 drum, you get 100,000 a day. They have group. While some of them, they turn for cellophane, because we use cellophane. Some of them, when they turn for cellophane, each cellophane, we give each drum of that cellophane, we give each drum 500 naira. Those when they turn the product for cellophane.
From what they talk now, you say all those graduates where they work with us, so now they pay one a day 20,000.
Yes.
So in a month, that graduate fee the salary fee if they work every day.
Every day they work. Not get Sunday. Unless now you won't go rest.
Okay. Now be say the graduate now they receive something like 600,000
every month. Yes.
No government work where they will pay that kind of money, sir. Yeah. 600,000.
When you see like a Niger Delta now, you look us now as president for long now, you go see say, I'm rubber not the our side again. Kidnapper, all of them come down because those boys where they work, all those boys where they went like from when Buhari enter, so the courtesan self Ahmad see breakdown for year. For Niger Delta here. Many of the courtesans that they work with us for them. We they encourage them. Some of them they come with gun for them. From there they go drop the gun. But we rather see the amount of money where they see.
Every day.
Every day. So some of them will say, Jaguda not good. They just kukuma follow this way. And the way they produce this product. So if government fee give us chance, the fee approval for us say carry on. Like the fuel, when you reach many filling stations now, they have our fuel. They get our fuel. That our fuel where they get, so this fuel, they take until the drive motor. Okay. Like the diesel, we get 3 products of diesel. The diesel, they take until they work fine. We get kerosene. When you reach Niger Delta, many places, we carry diesel from here, kerosene, fuel from here to Meduguri, to Kano.
One on produce finish. I'll come put on for side truck.
For a truck.
They can go.
Not on our side. They go many places.
When they reach there, they will put an inside filling
Uh-huh.
So what you even they talk now, say even for this Niger Delta, say for the filling station where we get here, on our product they inside.
The day. When you can't let's say 100%, our product where they filling station for Niger Delta, let's say 89%. That be our product where they.
Where they supply?
Where would they supply? Like where we work now, we can produce a day. We can produce more than 50 truck a day.
50 truck
a day.
A day.
Yes.
So this how the production they be? Because when you say you get like 2,000 people, how not they produce? I will come back to where now for they get the crude oil, because that one another matter for Nigeria. But how the production be?
The production, the way they produce them, when they put the black inside we call it oven, that the pot, they weather like a tank round. Okay. Then you dig ground. When you do the ground, they can put crude oil for the ground. They not they use wood. They let the crude oil. Then they take the bobo ram.
Okay.
When I say bobo, now the fire. That's why you don't put her for inside. Like we get the pan. Where would they use? They use 3 mm. The 3 mm go day down. Where 2.5 go day corner. Okay. Let's say if you use 80 plates. 80 plates they produce 60 drum a day.
60 drum
a day. Where 25 plates they produce 120 drum a day by night. 120 drum. While 40 plates they produce 25 drum a day.
Wow. So make we talk about how much they get the crude oil. Because this matter, why people they worried about the crude oil, they say at times when they do this thing, now control the crude oil enter inside river or something. How not they get the crude oil?
The crude oil, why they throw away? Because of fearness, then make they throw away. That fearness now God be like something where they go there with the thief am. Because those when they thief am, they come now they different. Okay. Those when they go bust the pipe, that they set the black for us. Okay. We don't know where they carry the black they come. Because of the hurriedness and the security and the orders, then some of them they go now go they feel open the valve at the end of the day, rush they not go make their cover away. Go they from there they throw away. Like those one that they carry boat, they go bring a come give us. We call sockam. Like they get a boat of the boat gets plank. Okay. Bottom 15 plank, corner 7 plank or 8 plank. That will give you 1 truck and a half when you produce them.
Okay.
I will give you 1 truck and a half
diesel.
For diesel.
But from inside there, you go still get kerosene.
First of all, fuel they come out. Okay. First of all, na gas. But we don't know how to control the gas. We put pipe on top of the oven, and that gas we waste from where. Okay. This our fuel very ash. It's strong, even strong more than those one where they pump the come. It's strong well. After the fuel, go come enter kerosene. When kerosene don't finish, you go come enter diesel. And the diesel, after diesel, some oil go to come out, but we not do after the oil. What do we do after? Kerosene, diesel, and fuel.
You know, say government, those people they go bring this petrol from abroad. You know, say government they pay them money, and they go come collect the petrol from una. Contact government say they go bring her from abroad come Europe now they go bring her come. Meanwhile they come they buy from una. Una know say government they still give them one thing what they call subsidy. Government go still pay them money, they will come buy from una. You know like that?
We are not know. I don't know. But I dey have subsidy. I don't know how the subsidy be.
We hear say una they settle big money for even all those people will come say they be soldier. So even from Abuja, some go they go bribe, make them send them call Niger Delta. Because if they reach Niger Delta, if they work for Niger Delta,
they go get money.
They go get money. Now true say una they pay them.
The settlements for here now die. The settlement, we they settle all the security. No security where you go say they not the sector am. If they say make they blade this, make they help people pronounce. Even security staff that they do the business.
That they do with you now.
That they do with us.
That is police.
Those, before
army,
the army, everybody.
All
no,
of them they inside.
No one when not they do this business. That's why you don't shop for inside the day. So even get boat where they take the supply black. So get camp. So get camp. And they get one character where we say they get. Let's say you settle the security. The day when you know if you settle the other one, go mobilize, go destroy everywhere. Like we are the work, so they destroy and they don't destroy and finish. Because of say the oga say that they settle boys, they're not the sectoral.
So you can't scatter everything.
Scatter everything. So they scatter them, even the scrap will begin said there.
So the crude, the black, the crude oil where they there, as they scatter everything. What happen?
The crude oil they throw away.
So you go enter river.
They scatter that not even when you talk about the black where they stay everywhere for the river. Now the destroying, then they bring that thing pass. Not even the valve will not go too much.
Yeah.
But through the destroy, where they call destroy, and the way where they go destroy them, when you reach there self, only you go the only you go just say, well, only you go even feel that, you go sorry for the river and the everything. Where for the what, the small river where the fish they die every day. And that's why we want cook, we know they buy fish, we go collect fish for inside the river. We ourselves, we see the vest. I say now, wow, tomorrow, army go come. Next tomorrow, another one. Next tomorrow, another one. That one. The way that they take the warriors, so we could do the settlement tight. If let's say government fee put her for this matter before, that settlement, when they settle so, we're not going to settle, and the place go they meet. They not go they, nobody go they come here, they go molest, they scatter the place anyhow. Because that out of the fairness, they call the maker. They make us and many things where you say they're supposed to level before not call the level.
Okay.
And when they come, so 5 army fit come destroy millions of naira things because of settlement.
Okay, I see.
Some go even come. They not go say they not go collect money today. They collect before, they not go collect today. They go begin destroy.
Government don't invest for them. So this business still they go, and we send when I go there. And this business still they go. Why the business still they go? And I ain't go make them.
If the business even still delay, if the business say, let's say government they take action for them. If the business they delay, only the fee they call say, madam, when I never start, they see they call because they are smart actually they inside.
Now the thing I want to know, Seth, about this if government give una paper now, because government too don't talk, they don't talk since say they will give paper to people where they do all these small refinery for Niger Delta. But you know as government they don't talk and since that day can reach now, nothing don't happen. So if they give una the paper now, this petrol, where would they buy 145 naira for 1 liter? With the way una they take producer. Even I produce and I go fit sell am less than that 145.
Let's say the way the amount where we take the seller now for people, like 15 naira by liter.
15 naira
by liter, and now they sell 15 naira. Those where they buy the fuel, they go come around 9 o'clock in the night. 12 o'clock they don't buy finish. 1 o'clock they don't move from inside the bush. They see the oppressors. They go say a liter and 14 naira, we see the sell them. 30 naira, we see the sell them.
Okay, so I don't get choice because the business no straight.
No straight.
So, but if like, what do you go try to tell government now?
The government make it give us paper. Make it approve for us. Say, Mona fire down. Then when government don't approve, say, Mona fire down. That time, the way we go maintain the place. Go the maintenance. The waster, those where the waste, when they call out those contact. Some alliances that they come, they'll come, they take, they dash them. They're not the way they buy those ones.
Okay.
Those black ones,
Yeah.
the waste product.
One that don't
The one
produce
they don't
finish.
cook finish. So,
Yeah.
well, the one will take bobo the fire the meat. They will see they take the dash. Yeah, those are aboki people.
What did they take that one do?
Say now that they do tie road. They mix
Okay.
the
Ekota
grass there.
and all those things.
They
Okay.
mix it. If government fit say, wanna carry on, that carry on, we go, let's say for Nigeria now, for Niger Delta, different places. Because if government call us now, many people go fear to come out.
To come out, yes.
But if they call us, as for me, I go. If I go, if they fit give me the paper, like say the place one for the work before, so the way they go maintain them, they go maintain the place. Although yama different things where they happen, they call destroy. Although destroy will not stop. They call meet the place. The river they scatter, you know they get. Fish they die for that river, you know they get. I go know the way we go they take the package everything. Make government people are for us. Because this thing they help Nigeria.
Inside the Niger Delta.
That was Madam Black giving us an insider account of how artisanal refineries operate in the Niger Delta. What we find instructive in her story is a passionate appeal to the federal government to legalize the operation of artisanal refineries, whom she says have been working tirelessly to address huge gaps in the production and supply of petroleum products in the country. The question is, how cogent is Madam Black's position on the relevance of artisanal refining of crude oil in the Niger Delta? Well, permit me to say that your guess is as good as mine. And that's how we wrap it up on this edition of the program, Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region. Program will be back same time next week on this station. You can also stay connected to our program by following us on our social media handles showing on your screen right now. On behalf of the production crew, I am Mahmoud Akuga, appreciating you for staying tuned, and bye for now.